What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again, back in the building today, guys. And I had to make a video about this because I needed to talk to you guys about this. I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. But was the All-Star weekend this past weekend probably one of the worst ever? I mean, the entire format itself is what made it, I think, horrible. Now, I'm all for them though trying it, even though it didn't work out, and they should just figure out other ways to make it better. I mean, the 4-team tournament, it lasts until 11 p.m. It was very dragged out. A lot of Kevin Hart. There's a lot of things going on right now for the All-Star weekend that I feel like they need to make some changes. Now, a lot of people are blaming the players. A lot of people have blamed the players overall. A lot of people are blaming LeBron James, which I'm not fully with. Now, feel free to comment down below to let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the issues with the All-Star game, because it's definitely been something that's continued on as an issue over the years. This isn't the first year that this has been an issue. The dunk contest has became lackluster. And one of the reasons I stated before for that, I feel like I stated this when it comes to the dunk contest, us as humans in evolution, I do feel like there's only so much we can do. And I thought that until we had, of course, Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, the 2016 slam dunk competition that re-energized the dunk contest. I will say, however, the Mac McClung definitely did his thing and was well deserving of what he won, dunking over a vehicle and not the hood that Blake Griffin did. And back then when Blake Griffin did it, it was like, oh my God. He took it a step further and dunked over a car, and I believe he's only 6'2". It was a phenomenal dunk competition coming specifically from him, because each one of his dunks were, in my opinion, pretty creative. With that said, you had Kevin Hart, who I love Kevin Hart, but this too much. He kind of took over the show. Not saying it was his fault, maybe that's what they paid him to do, but I felt like it didn't work well with the overall game itself. And a lot of people out there, a lot of fans commented and left tweets all over Twitter and X about that. And even Kenny Smith himself, before the end of the game, stated that he definitely sees them reverting back to the old format previously. You had Draymond Green, who came out and also said that you work all year, you know, going into becoming an all-star, you know, being selected on the all-star team, to only be able to play up to 40 points. I also think that, and thinking of that now, it makes even more sense that kind of is trash, because if you're playing hard and you want to become MVP or, you know, get some stats, if you're that person that's actually trying to play, you kind of do have to limit yourself, because you can't make more than 40 points during the all-star game. Now, the reasoning for them having to do that, of course, is the format itself, and that it's what is it, 3 games now. You have Shaq's OGs, which is pretty much your OGs, your Kyrie Irving, your LeBron James, James Harden, you know, some of the OGs. And you got the global team of Chuck, and you got also Kenny's young stars, and then you have a 4th team that was not selected to be in the All-Star game but is playing in it from the Rising Stars game. So this was very confusing. I respect them trying something new, but I think they went a little too far out. They did go with the in-game tournament for the NBA, which I kind of do like that as well. It doesn't change anything, but it makes a little tournament within the league and doesn't change things drastically. It just kind of plays along within the scheduling. I'm for that. But this seemed very dragged out. There was times I wasn't even watching it. You know, I would walk off. I wasn't glued to the TV screen. The biggest moment, in my opinion, was the guy who won the $100,000 for the Mr. Beast challenge, in my humble opinion. That was amazing and crazy how he hit it on the buzzer beater. But I don't know. You know, I don't know what it is. I think it's the players. Now that I think about it, and when I say it's the players, it's always been a issue where they were felt as a lack of competitiveness, and understanding that, because a lot of players don't want to get hurt in an exhibition game that could then jeopardize their actual season. Hence why LeBron James last minute pulled out, which was really weird as well. Some people even say that it was a silent protest, that LeBron pulled out last minute because he was against the, I guess, the format that was being pushed out. But I do feel like doing it like the day before, or not even the day before, I think it happened the actual day of, was kind of like this, I don't know. Now, from LeBron James's own words, he stated in the actual article, let me see if I can find that article because I just had it right here. But in the actual statement, LeBron stated that I was hoping that it would feel a lot better this morning, but it was not where I wanted it to be. With 30 games left and us trying to make a playoff push in the wild, wild west, I felt like it was very important for me to take care of myself. I can respect LeBron, me being a Laker fan, him wanting to take care of himself, but I do also see that there's a potential of some other possibilities of why he last minute did that. You also got TNT's last NBA All-Star, the last inside the NBA, and this is the way, you know, we will remember it and they will remember it. You know, from what I've read, Kenny is in a deal with TNT, Chuck is in a deal with TNT currently. I think Shaq is in a TNT deal as well, or about to go into one. Ernie's the only one that has not had any real lock-in contracts, but for the most part I think these guys will still stay with TNT for the most part, and we'll see what happens, how that looks going into next year. But for the most part, inside the NBA, I think we'll be transitioning over to ESPN and some new guests or new hosts, or so just a whole overall new format on that. Kind of sucks to see them go out with their last NBA All-Star, you know, being this one. It definitely was a lackluster, and I hate to say the word worse, but when I really do look at previous NBA All-Stars, this definitely goes down as potentially a very, very upsetting one. Of course, did we even have one? Like, I gotta be honest, right? NBA All-Star, like, was there was one during COVID, I want to say, right? Was there one during COVID? Because I do know, of course, there was the bubble that they did the playoffs in, but even then, like, I just think that this one was pretty boring. I'm asking my chat GBT. Let me see. So apparently, yes, the NBA held an All-Star during COVID in the 2021 game. It took place March 7th at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Originally scheduled for Indianapolis. Damn, I feel stupid now. Shit. It was in Atlanta, bruh. Because Nicole had just asked me when the last time they had one. I forgot all about that one because of COVID, but there was, of course, the one back in like 2001. So the league implemented strict health safety protocols, including a private transportation from players, daily testing, and limited attendance. Approximately 1,200 to 1,500 invited guests, such as vaccinated healthcare workers and students from historical black colleges. The NBA, okay, and they donated 2.5. So for the most part, there was no fans. Attendance was limited, and strict COVID-19 protocols were in place. Instead of the usual All-Star weekend spanning multiple days, all events, skill challenge, three-point contest, dunk contest, and the All-Star game were held on the same day, March 7th, 2021, at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Forgive me, because, bro, I always said it, and I'll say it again. COVID was like the Thanos snap. I can't even remember what happened the last 4 years. Okay, I'm back alive now. But yeah, Team LeBron versus Team Durant. I just had to look that up. With that said, though, like, let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section on this, because yeah, I do think it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.